All right, guys, I want to hurry up and make this video because I'm getting ready to jump on the podcast with Dcfanatic. We got our boy Adrian Hamilton on there tonight, and I want to make sure I tell him how good he did in the game last night. I mean, the dude had skills, and you can tell when there's a natural football player out there. He was a natural football player out there. So I'm gonna let him know that me and a lot of you people here are pulling for Adrian Hamilton out there. So let me just go through everything I saw at the game. Try to get this done quickly so I can call. But as soon as this video gets up to YouTube, I'll probably be on the podcast with Dcfanatic, and you can find it at tdcs.tv, or we'll have it all over our Twitters at Dcfanatic blog or at John Shango. All right, quarterbacks. It's hard to evaluate Romo when he was on his back. Kyle Orton did okay. There was the interception he threw. I think it was more of I know it was more of a miscommunication. I don't know exactly who miscommunicated or whatever. But when you saw the replay, you could see all the receivers were like confused of where to go. So that was some kind of miscommunication. Some of you know better than I do what exactly happened. As far as wide receivers, I think I've said this before in my other video. The difference between honest with you, that's what I do here. I like Cole Beasley a lot more than Andre Holmes, a lot more. But when they get out in real action on the football field, the size shows. And the size is a whole nother thing. So therefore, moving forward, I think we need to put a lot of time in Andre Holmes. His route running was kind of sloppy a little bit there. He needs to sharpen on that. And he needs to just get comfortable out there. He looked like a big kid out there getting a chance or whatnot. But the tools that dude has is incredible. That's why I also like Radway, and hopefully next game Radway will get those snaps at third wide receiver or with a good quarterback like Orton, and we'll see what Radway can do because he has that size speed stuff. But I do like both of those. Andre Holmes, he showed up when he was winded. You could tell he was about to die out there, pouring down with sweat. But he showed up, and that means a whole lot to me. When you show up, when it's time for you to show up, that's huge in the NFL. So I like that. Cole Beasley, I like him as a kick returner, and I think that's the path of Wes Welker. Wes Welker had to be a kick returner and then figure out how to be a little guy playing receiver. Now he knows how to find spots for Tom Brady to hit him. Now he knows how not to get killed over the middle. Now he knows how not to be, dwarfed by another bigger player. So maybe Cole Beasley has to go there. But I really, really, really want Cole Beasley to make this team. But he's firmly, after that game, he's firmly behind Andre Holmes, in my opinion. KO, Dwayne Harris, Dwayne Harris made one good play where the explosiveness is there. His side to side and explosiveness is crazy, but still, I don't know what it is about Dwayne Harris is just not coming together for him and for us or whatnot. But he did have one good play. Who else was that's pretty much it with the wide receivers. Dez was absolutely awesome. Running backs, hard to evaluate DeMarco Murray when he's lying on his back. Also, same as Romo. See Romo. Felix Jones, it was the same thing with Felix. He was being mobbed, but it's just like, I don't know if it's our attitude or his attitude, but we're not seeing it out of Felix. It just appears like he doesn't want to play for the Cowboys. And what Keyshawn Johnson, I think DC put it on the site, what Keyshawn Johnson said the other day kind of rings a little bit in my ear about how some players don't want to play, or he wouldn't want to play for Jason Garrett. You know what I'm saying? And that's something we need to all look into, because it seems like, I don't know. It seems like there's something there with Felix, and it seems like there's something there with Mike Jenkins that really don't like the organization. And if they don't like the organization and want to be somewhere else, we need to abide by them and let them be somewhere else, because them being here and not wanting to be here is just messing stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So whatever's going on with this Mike Jenkins situation and whatever's going on with the Felix situation, they need to get to the bottom of it and fix it and make sure those guys' heads are right if they're going to stay on this football team so they can help us. Because they're very talented. Both of them are very talented. I mean, we use prime draft picks on both. So we've got to fix that situation somehow. All right, offensive line, I don't even want to really talk about it. I mean, I don't know a fix for it. I've told you, I made video after video after video of how to build an offensive line. Went through a big thing on that. How many years it takes to build an effective offensive line, and I've been doing stuff on that. But we seem to think every year we can retool an offensive line with players from other teams that they didn't want anymore or couldn't or whatever, and try to patchwork our offensive line every year. Move people around, and in the same way in practice, we move people around. Okay, you can do center today. Okay, you do guard, you do this and that. Just keep moving people around. But offensive line is about continuity. It's about you being being with the guy beside you and knowing what he's going to do, and you know what you're going to do, and you work together over and over and over, and you create that bond, the offensive line, so they can know when somebody's coming, who's going to pick up who, and they won't leave as many holes open. Right now, we're just moving people around. I'm not talking about Doug Free, but some of the linemen, they just need to get it together. The ones that have their job, Tyron and Doug Free. Tyron got it together in that game. He did. He started a little slow, but he got it together in that game. He did a good job. Free, he's got to get it together. Okay, on the defensive side of the ball, on the defensive line, it's the same thing. A lot of you people was like, we shut them out. I like the defense. Our defense looked really porous on those first drives. On those first drives, it was all the Oakland Raiders screwing up. We look like 2 8-8 football teams that's not going to be 8-8, are not going to be better than 8-8 this year because we can't get out of our own way. That's what we looked like. So when Darren McFadden was breaking off those big runs, I was paying attention to Lissamore and Brent because we might need them for big minutes this year. And Brent and Lissamore, they left big holes. You know what I'm saying? In every play you saw DeMarcus Ware diving in from somewhere to make the tackle, or Sean Lee diving in from somewhere to make the tackle. And also on the defensive line, the two people that they're trying to replace so much, Kenyon Coleman and Marcus Spears, those two played the best. I mean, Kenyon Coleman only had one real good play. That was when he forced that interception by getting the pressure in on Carson Palmer, and Sensabaugh caught it. That was really good by Kenyon Coleman. And then Marcus Spears was just balling out there basically. So they looked good. Our linebacker, I was so furious that we only got to see a second of Bruce Carter. I was so furious. I'm like, why aren't we playing Bruce Carter more? We want to see Bruce Carter. And more than that, Bruce Carter needs to work. I mean, he's only done special teams work. Why are we pulling him in the second series, or pulling him after only a few plays like he's DeMarcus Ware or something? No, he needs to work. He needs the reps. So I don't understand why he was taken out the game. Everybody else was good. Those three, I said it on my video. Those three linebackers: Adrian Hamilton, Cal Wilber, who's gone for a month. We hate that, but he's going to make the team. And Victor Butler. All three of those guys did very good the other night. So that's a warning shot to Anthony Spencer. Sorry. And the secondary did fine. It was hard to get a full, accurate evaluation of them because Carson Palmer was putting it right there in Jacoby Ford's hand. And they were just dropping it, and then one receiver just dropped another. They were dropping some crazy passes to Oakland. And again, it looked like 2 8-8 football teams that look like they won't be better than 8-8 this upcoming season also. So we've got a lot of work to do. And I'm going to be down there tomorrow again. So hit me up on Twitter at John Shango. And remember, I'm getting ready to talk to my boy, Adrian Hamilton. If you hadn't seen what he did for that kid, Dorian, you got to watch the video. I'll put it right here somewhere. You got to see what, because Adrian, we came to Adrian with this, and he was right on it to call that kid. And even though the kid doesn't sound excited, like my mom said, he's a little boy. Was he supposed to do scream like a little girl? No, he's a little boy. He was really shocked and didn't know who exactly was on the phone saying they were us. So he was kind of shocked, and he wrote a little thing at the bottom talking about how shocked he was. So the kid was shocked. He wasn't like, He's a huge Cowboy fan. So check out Adrian Hamilton saying that about the little kid. Check him out on this podcast because I know I really like this guy, and I really looking forward to what he can do in the future. All right, guys, 10-minute video. I'm out. See you tomorrow at training camp.